All right, Destiny. Destiny,
Yes.
where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
Where am I born?
Where are you from originally?
From LA and Vegas,
Hmm.
Las Vegas.
And tell me about your family growing up. You had both your mom and dad?
No, just my mom's side of the family for the most part. Um, my father was in prison from the age of 1 till the age of 14, turning 15. And then
You know he was in prison for?
he was in prison for uh, what do you call it? Identity
Theft?
fraud.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did 15
Mm.
for that, and um, he when he got out, he was um so eager to find me, and I remember like literally walking up the stairs from school and my mom's in front of me, and when her butt moved out the way, I seen this guy looks just like me, and I got scared. I had ran underneath her legs, and I was like, she said, what's wrong with you? I said, he has my face, he has my face. I was so scared to touch him or just look at him, and I hate that we never got a chance to grow up with each other, but he's my inspiration. He's the reason why I have mentality as it is, like my mental smarts, and like how I can continuously hold a conversation even if I'm drugged up or depressed or whatever. I can still focus on generating like something positive or like some kind of message, or even to put together the perfect sentence.
You have your dad's
He's the reason
you have
for
your
that.
dad's personality and his looks.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah. I mean, I will hope so. um I notice I have a few of my mom's little traits too, um probably like my mom's sexy swagger, a little bit. Um like some of her features, but for the most part, I have his skin. She feel like that when she looks at me, that she see him.
Hmm.
And I just recently figured out, after all these years of like trying to like go back to her and find her, I was like, it's a shame that my mom couldn't go to the funeral when my dad passed away. She's like, I didn't want to go. I said, why? And she's like, why would I want to go to some man's funeral that forced me to have a kid? And I said, what do you mean by that? And she's like, oh, you think I wanted to have you? And I'm like, why wouldn't you want to have me? So as me and her drinking together, this was just like last year, and she's like telling me like these little stories, and I had put two and two together, and I was like, what? So you mean to tell me that you didn't want to have me? He made you have me, and he named me from in the prison. So that kind of like left me like feeling violated, like I was forced to love the wrong parent. You know what I mean? Because she was the one left over to raise me. Um, I feel like I know she did the best that she could. I do know that, but as far as me getting like the ultimate education on how to be an adult, and learning how to drive and shit, like getting my own apartment, stuff like that, getting married. I have a strong feeling that that's all because of her, because she didn't because she thinks I look like him, so she wants him to pay. So he's dead now, so the only closest thing to him is me, so whatever she feels like when she's looking at me, she thinks that it's him.
Hmm.
So that's why at an early age of 18. She let any guy, whoever came back to get me. That's why she let me, she let me go with the dude. And, I was homeless at an early age. And,
How would you describe your childhood in general?
as like what, like
When you were younger?
um, I was more happy, you know. I felt like the little princess, even though he wasn't there, I still felt like, like how the baby gets whatever they want, like, I still felt special. My mom and her sisters used to own a couple of foster homes. So a lot of foster kids I was raised around and I shared my room with and toys. And we they made us believe that we were brothers and sisters, so um at the time, as I'm growing up, I'm like mad because I have to share my toys and stuff, and I got to be the yellow ranger, not the pink ranger, but at that time I was mad, but now it's like, okay, well, that's probably why they were there, because I didn't I'm her only child. So when I got older and I'm like fighting these little, life tribulations and shit like that, I noticed that having no sister or brother in the background of you is very, very difficult. It gets very lonely. You crawl into a deeper depression because there's nobody there to reach in there to help you come out, and you you don't you think lesser people will understand you because you don't have a relative, to share it with you or feel the experiences with you at the same time. If there's somebody around you at the time that sees you during this time, then you're lucky. You know what I'm saying? Because then when you see the person later on, you'd be like, "Oh, you remember that time when I was," then they know what you're talking about, but it's just having it to be with no child. Most of these women are out here with their kid like in their early teens, or they just growing up in high school, and knowing that I could have had about 2 football teams already, and not one of them made it. That's like, it's like, damn. I don't think that would have happened if my dad was here. So or if I had a brother or sister with me, because they would probably help me take care of myself better. But how the hell was I supposed to know? I didn't know how to do too much and nothing. I just, I don't know. I guess I kind of just like took everything step by step. That's the first thing. Take everything little by little, step by step. If you can't walk yet, you need to start crawling, and then you got sometimes you got to hold on to stuff, to walk, um, but gradually you tend to start walking on your own. Sometimes I've been in a point where I've been actually knocked off of my feet, and I was in the hospital for about 28 days. Exactly. Is You know what? That's crazy. I was in the hospital for exactly 28 days, and the number 28th is the day my father had passed away. And I was in a coma for I think 13 days. And after I woke up, I didn't know who I was. I didn't remember who I was. I was like, I had to they found out who I was, and they wrote my name on a board, and they was making me say my name every day to try to make me remember. But I was like pretending to remember so they could let me out the hospital.
What were you in the hospital for?
um um Metropolitan police had found me in a building, and they said I was unconscious. I was butt naked. I had pee and feces all over me, and I was. They did a test, a rape kit test, and they found 3 different semens, and I don't really remember too much of that. I do remember when the police came and they was like, hey, do you know where you at? And I looked at them. I turned around, I said, get the fuck out of my house. I don't know why I said that, and I just remember feeling really tired. It was so hot. It was like 110 degrees out there. And I was waiting on this guy to come and bring me my backpack. That's all I remember. And then I remember again waking up in the ambulance, and they were sticking the, what do you call that? The tubes to
IV?
yeah, there you go. They stuck 2 here, and then they stuck 2 here, and then they had like some tube thing up my nose, and then I think I woke up another time when I felt a pinch. I felt something really sharp on my neck, and then I remember waking up, and it was 2 doctors. One was holding my head down, and he's like, hurry up, she's feisty, she's a fighter. It's okay, ma'am, it's okay, you can go back to sleep. And I was like, no. They were putting they called it a sleeve, some kind of sleeve or something like that. And I guess it was for IV. And yeah, I had IVs everywhere. I looked like something off of what is that one movie? The something master. The guy with the thorns all in his head.
So you started working the streets when?
At the age of 12, 13.
12 or 13.
Yeah.
How did that start?
Well, my mom came and told me that she was short on rent, and that, we were going to be homeless and on the street if she didn't get the rent paid. And that's all I remember. I mean, after that, I had
Had you had sex before that?
No, not sex per se. More like little kitty stuff. Like touching each other or something like that.
So your mom put you out there to make money.
Right.
Yeah. Do you remember your first date at 12 years old?
I do, actually. I do. He was an older white male. He paid $600 to eat pussy. At first it started out as $200, and then I remember something about my mom saying, or my mom's younger sister saying something like, every 5 minutes he passed, you do charge him $20 or something like that. And then every 5 minutes it went by, it was like I was like 20, and then it got up to like $600 and something. And then he was like, come on, 5 more minutes, just 5 more minutes. I was like, 20. He's like, I ran out of money. I just need to go to the ATM. I said, well, whenever you ready, you know where to find me. But until then, I gotta stop. I have to go. And he's like, do you have a pimp? I said, I sure do. So if you don't stop now, he's gonna come. He's gonna come and get you and then beat me up. I know you don't want that now. He's like, no, we don't want that. No, we don't want that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, can I meet you here again tomorrow, same time? I said, sure, no problem. And I did. I think I met him for like almost a week, and then I think he had set me up with the police. Yeah, and I got caught. with the juvenile for that shit.
Oh, wow.
I was scared shitless. They put me in there for like 7 days. No, it was 7 to 10 days. I spent 9 days or 10 days and no, I'm sorry, 10 nights and 9 days in there, something like that. And I was scared shitless because it was like older, like high school women in there. They were taking females' pussies like it was nothing. Like they was purposely making you drop the soap and stuff, like and then don't have like you better get a cell by yourself, because they were like going like, yeah, I want that one right there. I was like, whoa.
Who's doing this?
These were the women that were in the juvenile detention.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, they do not play around with little coochies. And they be on all of them.
It's not safe anywhere.
No.
Even with your mom at home.
Not at all. Right. Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah,
she's probably the main creator of this
life that you're in.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing it?
On and off. All my life.
How old are you now?
31.
31.
I just turned 31.
Do you have kids?
No, I don't think I can have any. So I'm probably like the last bloodline of my legacy, So that's why, I tend to put this out for young women to understand that, they're not alone, and, you don't need some guy trying to put you out there. You don't need so-called pimp because, if they're not taking care of you, if they're not helping you eat, if they're not putting a roof over your head or providing for you what you need to, continue to strive for a better life. Even if you're not living it, at least strive for it, then he's not shit. You can do all that on your own.
But sometimes they're disguised as boyfriends, and sometimes they're
but
they're getting you high and
that's where it starts at. They sell the same drug that you smoke. You know what I'm saying? That's how it starts off. And then you just be locked in from that day forward. Like me and the guy that I was in a bad relationship with. That's how we started. I was in a relationship with him for over 7 years. And, it would seem like, we would have a lot of history together, to the point where we should be married, you know what I'm saying? But, he's dealing with life himself, he's one of those type of people where, he's lost people that he loved to the point where now he's not really so sure what he wants to be, or neither is he comfortable in his own skin, and we always been distant with each other to the point where like we can sleep in the same bed and not have sex at all, but at the same time, as far as being around each other, like during the day, it's impossible. Either one of us has to be asleep or one of us has to be gone in order for us to get along with each other, because we will me and him has fought each other like we was two sumo wrestlers, okay? Like really real shit. Like he's how I learned how to fight, because I had to fight him for the last 6 years of my life. And I feel like, I always told him, I said, I hate you. I wish I never met you, but truthfully, I'm glad I did meet him, because, he helped me be a stronger person, and, sometimes I'd be like, oh, I can't do this without him, because I don't have my driver's license and stuff like that. So, and I don't, I feel like I'm at the age to the point where if I don't have it already, it's probably not going, it's slim to none chances of me getting it. You know what I'm saying? By the time I do, take interest in it, I'll probably be 60, 70 some years old. I don't think I think they cut off your driver's license at a certain age now. I think like when you get like 80 something or something like that, I think they pull it back. Yeah. So
are you staying in motels?
Yes, I am.
And
all the time.
Have you had pimps? Have you had pimps?
Have I had what?
Pimps.
Have I had him before?
Yeah.
Not willingly. Not willingly.
Yeah.
I've been taken against my will over 4 times. One time it was a group thing. No, 2 times it was a group thing. The other 2 times were like by single-handed, like a single-handed guy, But the first 2 were, it was a woman and a group of her so-called family friends, and then the other ones was 3 guys. One of the dudes was fresh out, like he was really, really, really fresh out. He was still in the halfway house, so he had 2 other guys to come and watch me, and they would do shift change to make sure I didn't run away and shit like that,
So it was always against your will?
Yeah. I was always blessed by the power of God and his angels to get away from it, and then my dad's mentality, because sometimes I was smart enough to talk my way out of it. It would take a long time though. Like these guys would be driving me off city to city to city to city in California. One time this guy, he drove me from Las Vegas all the way to Sacramento. Okay, this was like almost a year and a half ago. And he drugged me up with fentanyl and the date rape drug in my coffee. And I was just supposed to go to a transitional program. I was tired, I was trying to do better, do the right thing for my mom and stuff, try to get out of this type of picture, and boom, he just snatched me up. And then when he came to pick me up from the bus station, he's like, "Here, I got you a coffee from 7-Eleven. I was like, "Oh, thank you, I needed that. I'm tired, I was falling asleep on the bus. I need this, man." I drank like this much of it. Next thing I know, I'm literally stretched all the way out in his back seat. I looked up, we're at a Motel 6. He's nowhere in the car. I didn't know what was going on. I just remember feeling so tired. I was like, you know what? I don't know where I'm at. I don't think I should get out walking because it was freezing cold. I'm going to just wait till he gets back. So, I went back to sleep, and then I woke up and it was another guy in the car, and we were stopped in some apartment complex. I didn't know where it was at. I'm thinking that we're still like in Las Vegas. Well, come to find out, he drove all the way to Sacramento. The whole time I was in the cars, knocked out. I don't know if I could have died and came back for all I know. That's how much he had put in the coffee. And the next day, the other guy in the car, he kept telling me that he kept asking me questions at first. How much money can you make if we was to put you out on the street right here? How much money can you make in a day, in an hour? I'm like, I don't know. I don't sell pussy. I don't do that anymore. Sorry, So he gets mad. He starts talking to the other guy and stuff, and then he's like telling this guy, "Man, we should have her go in the old place where we worked at. I got a pig mask in the back." And I'm like, what the So he's like, "If we give you these directions, if you want to go home, you better follow these directions. If we give you these directions." I said, "Okay, no problem. I can do it. I'll do whatever you. Sure, no problem. I can do it. So he gives me this mask. It's a mask of a pig. He's like, "I used to work at this store. I'm gonna draw a blueprint out of where the cash register's at. I said, cash register? Why you can't do it? You got more muscles than me. You know, he's like, bitch, you said you want to go home, right? I was like, yeah. Okay, yeah, you made a point. You got a good point there. All right. Okay, so which door do I got to go into? You know, he's like, the other guy's like, no, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. Let's not have her do it. No, she's going to fuck it up. She's going to fuck it up. He's like, no, I don't care. Let's just risk it. She can get away with it. And he didn't end up doing it. He had got the upper hand. He felt like I was too nerdy-ish, you know, I was too square to do it, like I was gonna get caught or something. And you know what, I probably would have got caught on purpose, just because, you know, I would have seen that as a way to get out, you know.
Are drugs a part of your life?
Of course. Of course. I probably would have definitely killed myself if it wasn't for drugs. I can be honest about that. Definitely.
It helps you forget about all the things you've been through?
Mm-hmm. It numbs my body. When I'm not on drugs, I just cry. Even sometimes when I'm on drugs, I still cry, but it's less painful, you know. I can control the tears a little bit, you know, but when I'm totally sober, you know, I feel just like, I feel like it's no point, you know, or I feel like I'm a lost cause, or like it's like why I couldn't go with my dad, or I'll have the feeling to want to go find him and leave him, you know, because, you know, after discovering that, you know, I've been loving the wrong parent all this time, you know, that makes me just have no reason to stay here. I have no kids, you know. My mom learned to love me, so that's not really pure. You know what I mean? So, you know, and then, you know, the only thing I have really is like my cousins, and I have my godmother.
Do you have friends?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, what do you define as friends? I mean,
you think there's a lot of people on the down low?
Fuck yeah. All the time, man. You know, these people aren't even on the down low anymore. They're so into it. They're walking around in pure daylight, like they done drunk anti-vampire juice or something, and they could now walk in the sunlight because, you know, and they're proud of it too, you know. I seen this guy on the way over here. He was walking with a wig on. He had on some makeup, still had his beard. Okay, I mean, like a full bushy Rick Ross looking beard. Okay, he had a bra on with titties, but he had cans empty. You know the canned goods that they give the homeless. He had empty cans of that sitting up his titties. Okay, and then looked like some kind of balloon ball his ass. Okay, and he walking proud of it. I was like, what the hell? You know, but you know, as crazy as he looks, he's probably one of the most realest people out here that probably would help you out. You know what I'm saying? That's the weirdest part about it, because, you know, it be them type of people that look crazy as hell outside, but they probably be like just the right person that will help you, or that you would need to, you know, like sometimes when you feel tired, you need a help with yourself, or to help finish something, you know, and that probably will be the person to clean it up for you, you know, with no problem, no questions asked, you know. He don't even want no money for it. He just, I do it, you know. You know, so, you know, and, you know, when we see this type of motherfuckers, we be looking at them like, ugh, you better not bring your ass over here. You know, you be like, don't come over here. Here you go. Here you go. There you go. You know, you don't want to touch it or nothing. You know, so I don't discriminate. I'm very known about, being bisexual. I mean, my grandparent actually produced that in my head for it to be very okay. I later on learned, like in my late 20s, that was bad. Like as far as like, being touched as a little kid and stuff like that. I didn't know that was bad until like my mid 20s, late 20s, that was not good.
So that happened to you at what age?
I was like, well, since I can remember, probably I would say the age of 3 or 4, but it could have been before then even,
Who is that doing that to you?
My grandfather, my grandpa, my mother's father. Being out now since my auntie passed away, now I don't have anywhere to go, so I had to start getting motels, paying for motels. Now I'm just like hustling every single day to keep the motel. And it's very tiring because I can't call for help. I can't call on my uncles and my aunties anymore because, they are gone. They died from having a diabetic episode all the way to being alcoholic, and then my auntie, she died from the corona. And I still kind of think that maybe they're just labeling that as the corona. It could have been something that happened from when I was kidnapped or something. Somebody could have may have looped back around and went over there and tried to make me come back to pay them more money, as far as I know. So I that's why I feel like I shouldn't, like I understand why she doesn't want to come back, because if that's the case, then I wouldn't want to come back either. For what? Why would I want to have all that heaviness on my heart going outside every day, unless I start a family out here, but I don't know if I want my family around these kind of people. I want my family around, like in a house and, green grass and stuff. I don't want my kids looking at no crackhead smoking dope in the back of the dumpster. I don't think I would want that. I mean, it would be educational for them, but I don't want them going down that road. So,
All right, Destiny. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
I wish
I
you the best of luck.
appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
It's very interesting. Thank you.